Hey there you guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do a little bit of a project. I bought this little seed kit on Amazon. This one is by Nature's Blossom. It's a sow and grow seed starter kit, bonsai. I'm not going to use it as a bonsai. I'm just going to grow them because I've grown one of these things in the past and I wanted to grow them again, the jacaranda. But I don't know, I thought this would be more reputable to buy the seed like this. They're a little bit pricey on Amazon. I bought this as a lightning deal and it was $16.99 Canadian. Regularly they're closer to $30, which is really too expensive for what this is, in my opinion. But I'll link this particular kit down below for Amazon.ca for sure. I'll try to find it in Amazon.com as well, just in case you want to give it a try yourself. In this, it comes with 4 different types of trees. All of them are seeds, so you've got to start them all yourself. We've got the jacaranda mimosifolia, we've got the Pinus thunbergii, Pinus aristata, and Picea mariana. So yeah, those 4 different types of trees. And then in the kit also is the peat soil discs. There's 4 of those. There's biodegradable growing pots, so probably the peat pots, plant markers, and instruction manual. So basically, in this video we're going to grow some seeds, and we'll see how long it takes them to sprout. Hopefully they all sprout. So many of these, I'll see if I can get some photos from online for each one of these little trees as bonsais. But some of the pines, the Pinus, they're so beautiful. Oh my gosh. Whenever I see them, I'm like, well, that's a perfect tree. So some of these, I'm going to see if they're hardy to my zone, and I might actually grow them outside in the garden, which would be really, really fun. So let's open this box up and see what's inside. So again, there's a close-up of the box. Inside here, we have the peat pots. Nice 4 of them. And then the peat pellets. These are actually the peat pellets, not like the coconut coir pellets that I really have bad luck with. So there's 4 of those as well. One thing that I notice I don't have is a little tray. I don't have a tray to moisten these in. So basically one of these pellets will go in each pot. Let's just put these out here thusly. See if I can find myself a little tray that we can hydrate these. There we go. So let's find some water. Okay, so I found a pot cover. There's no holes in the bottom of this. They'll all fit in here. And I'm just going to pour some water in this pot so that they can soak up as much moisture as they need to. We'll let these sit for a few minutes while we finish looking in the box. And yeah, we'll get this soil ready. There we go. That should be enough water. That should be more than enough water. We'll move this off to the side. Okay, so inside here we also have a manual, the growing kit manual. It'll probably go over each one of the seed types and what needs to be done. We got a scratch me for a chance to win a prize. I wonder what that's going to be. Let's scratch it now. I'm feeling lucky. You have won 33% off the sunflower grower kit. So I don't know how I'm supposed to cash that in, but yay! Okay, so here are the bag of seeds, nicely packaged. The goodie bag includes the markers and the seed packets. Let's dump this out here. Looks like the seeds have been packaged nicely. They're well packaged. The seeds look good. This is the pine. This is the spruce, the picea. This is the jacaranda. You can't see that one. And then the Pinus thunbergii. And we got plant labels, just blank plant labels, which I will just take the packet and stick the thing up there. I'm not going to write anything on them just yet. Don't want to take that time if they don't sprout. So I'm just going to quickly go and read this manual to see if any of these seeds need to get stratified, either by putting them in the fridge, having them soak overnight, or any other special situations that they might need, and we'll be right back. Okay, so this little instruction book was actually pretty good. It recommended, I don't need to put anything in the fridge, which is fantastic because I hate doing the fridge stuff. I never get it right. It does recommend for the larger seeds to give them a little bit of a scratch, just to allow some water absorption. And it does suggest soaking the seeds for 12 to 24 hours prior to planting, so we'll do that. It also recommended no light after we plant them, no light for at least 3 days, and then move them into just an ambient lit spot and work them up to a brighter location over the next 20 days. But yeah, they don't require any light to germinate, according to this book. And there's actually a phone number in here to contact if you have any questions, which is perfect for anybody just starting out. What else is in here? Soak the seeds, scratch the seed coat for the larger seeds, expanding the soil pellets. Oh, it also recommends having them in a well-ventilated area, so near an open window or a fan. Not right in front of a fan because you'll blow the soil away. But you also want to keep the temperature of the space between 75 degrees Fahrenheit and I think it was 85 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know where I saw that. But you want to keep them very, very warm. So yeah, we'll go by that. I did end up writing the names on the tags. Just because it says that not to maybe use half the seed packet and save the other half for another time, because there is lots of seeds there. So let's open this one up. I want to make sure not to cut any of the writing. Please tell me I cut that right. Oh, there we go. Never good at getting seeds out. So I'm just going to get a few. This is the Pinus aristata. So I just want to try to scrape it with my thumbnail a little bit. Don't have to go crazy. You could do it with a small knife. Let me try that. I'm never really good at... You don't want to damage the seed, you don't want to hurt it too much. You just want to allow the seed coat to break just a little bit so that it allows moisture in. That just speeds up the growth. The faster it can get some moisture in there, the faster it's able to wake up and start doing its thing. So we'll keep the name tags with the seeds because I would totally lose them. And this is the Pinus Thunbergii. There's no M in there, it's just an N. They don't want to go down. I don't want to cut them. Okay. Here we go. Same thing, these ones are a larger seed, so I'll just give them a little bit of a scratch. I'm doing 4 of each. All I really need is maybe 2 seeds to grow. All you need is 1, really, but sometimes it's nice to have a backup plan. I have a terrible track record with seeds. I usually go with the self-watering seed starters because I tend to overwater and then underwater. I water things really well and then I forget to water them, so it's better for me to have the self-watering. Okay, so these ones here are Picea mariana. These are small seeds, so I'm just going to soak them. I'm not going to worry about trying to score them. And all the seeds are up near the top. What about the bottom? Oh. Okay. Okay, here we go. Now they're all falling to the bottom. So this one I'm just going to get 4 or 5 seeds out. They all stick to the plastic. And when you're done with these seeds and you're just going to store them in a cool, dark place and a dry place. I just got some seeds on the side here. If you're noticing the seeds are just floating there, doesn't look like they're breaking the surface of the water, just go in and poke them with your finger a little bit. You want them to make full contact with the water. Okay, and that was this one. And now the jacaranda. Let's see what these seeds look like. I remember planting these years ago. For those of you that have been following the channel, we did these, I don't know, a bunch of years ago. And they grew beautifully. These ones are larger, but I don't think I need to score them. I think that they've got a softer coat. So we'll just put those in the water. And then I'm going to take the paper bag that all of the seeds came in. Just going to fold them over once so they don't fall out. Otherwise we're going to have a grab bag of seeds, which in itself isn't a bad thing, but I might think otherwise when I try to go and plant them again. Alright, let's fold these over. Keep them in a cool, dry place. We'll actually put them back in the box. I put the box off to the side. So just make sure that these are soaked. Put these off to the side for now, and we'll come back tomorrow and plant. Oh, here's the soil here. They're in their little pots. Let's put them on a little tray and see how they're doing. Okay, so here they are. They almost absorbed all of the water, which is incredible. That was probably almost 2 liters of water, maybe a little bit more, and I can't believe that it soaked all of that up. So in the instructions, it just said to soak these in a bowl and then add the soil to the pots. I put the soil directly in the pots, so now I've got to go in and just break up the soil here. So I've got this little tool. This is a tool that I got many years ago in one of those small little houseplant toolkits. It came with a rake, a little shovel, and a hole poker. So this is really coming in handy. It finds its moments. Alright, so I'll do this with all of them. You don't need to watch the whole thing, but I just want to loosen it up a little bit. Right now they're just kind of a solid tin of soil. Anyway, let's come back and we'll plant these seeds. Okay, so it's been 24 hours roughly. It's the next day. I ended up putting some wicking cord into the bottom of these pots. I ended up using a crochet hook, and I just poked it down and then pulled the cord up through the bottom. I'm going to actually use the veggie box table, veggie box table. I'll show you later. It's the grow light that the hydroponic grow light that I got a little while ago. It works well, but I really wanted to use it as a self-watering container. So anyway, that's what's going to happen there. So now we can plant the seeds. All the soil has been loosened. You'll see the wicks are coming up through the bottom. You'll see a little bit of white there. So first thing we are going to plant is the Picea So the spruce, the Mariana. So I'm just going to, I don't know how I'm going to get these out. Let's water the soil with some of the water here. Just going to fish these out onto my fingertips. Try to space them out as best I can. It said no more than 1/4 of an inch deep. I'm barely even touching the soil surface with these guys. I'm just moving the soil around just slightly, just so that we get a little bit of coverage. And if they don't get covered 100%, that's fine. The smaller the seed, the less you have to cover them generally. Usually the rule of thumb is with a seed, if you're unsure of how deep to go, plant it as deep as the seed is wide. So this one I could probably do 1/4 inch because it's a nice big seed. Which one are we doing now? This is the Pinus aristata. So I'm just poking these around in here. Oh, before I forget what I plant, let's put the tags in. Let's be responsible, Bill. And I got one more seed in here. I did 4. So I'm just going to poke these down, give them a little bit of contact in there, and then just lightly cover them over. Again, when we I'm going to water these in too. We're not going to put these under any lights at the moment. We want to keep these warm. If you have a heat mat or something, that would be perfect. You can make a little greenhouse if you want, but down here in the grow space it's quite humid. It's warm. So I don't need to do anything like that with a little greenhouse. Which one is this one? This is the Pinus thunbergii. Or Thunbergii. There's no M in it. And just putting them on the soil surface. Trying to space them out as evenly as I possibly can. It's really hard because I want to stick to my fingers. And again, I'm just poking them down very carefully with my finger. And then just ever so slightly covering them with the soil. And I'll just use this leftover water to water it in. And then the last one here is the jacaranda. Just going to stick that label on here. I did 4 seeds of the jack. I'm really excited for this one. This is the biggest reason why I bought the set. As I said before, they've got a beautiful fern-like leaf. Come on. There we go. It's like trying to catch a fish in an aquarium. I don't know why it's so hard. Sticking to my fingertip. Alright. Just poking these down. Trying to space them out a bit. And just lightly covering these guys. Alright. There we go. And we'll water it in. And we'll check back on these in a few days. Hopefully they have started to do something. Again, not putting them under any sort of light source at the moment. So we'll see what happens. And then, yeah, once they start to sprout, we'll put them under some lights and watch them grow. Fingers crossed. So it's been 2 weeks, and I think it's been 2 weeks, and we've got some stuff sprouting. I thought it was only going to take a couple of days. That's what the instructions said, but I'd never believe that. Seeds can take anywhere from a couple of days to a few months to sprout. So it's been 2 weeks. 3 of the pots have started to sprout. The one that's remaining is the jacaranda, the one that I actually wanted. So I'll probably have to replant those into... I have some extra seeds. I'll have to replant those seeds and see if I can get one. Hopefully I get one. Let's come down, we'll look at these a little bit more, and I'll show you what I'm going to grow them on in. So they're looking pretty cute. Look at how the growth is. They kind of look like little palm trees, little baby palm trees. Super adorable. This one, what is this one? The Picea mariana, so the spruce. And then this is, I believe, Pinus Aristata, and then Pinus Thunbergii. Thunbergii is just starting to come through. So what I want to do is I want to move these off into, let me move this to the side. So I'm going to move these off into the veggie box table, which you've seen in other videos, and it's got a beautiful grow light attached to it, as you can see here, but I didn't really like using it as a little hydroponic system because, well, I don't know, it worked, but I was just growing things that I didn't really want to grow. So now I'm going to use it as a self-watering container, which is going to be perfect for me because I really like growing in soil. Growing hydroponically is great, but I really find growing in soil a lot easier for myself. So I'm just going to stick these. Remember we put the wicks on here? Of course you remember, it's the same video. I'm just going to pop the wick down into the little reservoir, putting these guys closer together, and there we go. And then one last pot here. This will be perfect for these 4 pots. And then I'm going to plug it in, and I'll fill up the reservoir. I'm not going to do it right now because it'll be hard to move. And then they'll just have a little place to grow. Okay, so as you can see, now we can turn on the lights. Now it's going to have a great light. It's going to be on a timer. It's perfect. So I'm just going to put these off to the side, let them do their thing. I'm going to make sure that they stay moist, obviously with putting water in the reservoir, and we'll come back and look at these in a few months and see what they're doing. I'm going to plant some more of the jacaranda, like I said, because that's really what I really wanted to grow. The pines, I still haven't looked them up to see what whether they are hardy to my zone. If they're not hardy to my zone, well, we'll figure that out. Pines don't necessarily like to be inside growing. They're a little bit more temperamental with dry air and whatnot. So we'll see. We'll grow them together, see what they do, and yeah, stay tuned for more updates on this. I'm really excited to use this light garden for what I had wanted to use it for originally. I can still use it with a little hydroponic system. I've still got the little pods and foam, but this I think is where it's at for me. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and stay tuned for updates on this. And until next time, you guys, happy growing. Oh, and look down in the link below for this kit from Amazon that I purchased. I see it on sale a lot. I think it was recently on for $14.99 or $16.99 Canadian. So yeah, the deals are out there. Just keep your eyes peeled. Anyway, until next time, happy growing.